Beaver, away!
Alrighty, we're back. It's going to be Dustbowl Industries and Royalty in the mid-bracket of the ETF2L Season 24 Preseason Highlander Map Cup here. They're already going live right away with the action on Pro Plant. That is for the next round of play here between these teams. The bombs are already coming through on the mid-fight. We're going deep. Demo heavy down on one side already, 2 down each total. But looks like Royalty with full control over the point right now will be able to take the midpoint.
I think I'm in the wrong server, lol, so keep casting.
The connect is in the mumble. But yeah, this is going to be an interesting one here. Like I said, this is now the mid-bracket instead of the Div 2 bracket from earlier. Some new teams here to be seen, and maybe some different kind of action here on Pro Plant as well. We mentioned it's mostly Cold Plant in the general terms anyway. A few changes, including a very much important change near the shutter, where you can't put a gun close to shutter at all anymore. Kind of like an Ash, but otherwise mostly Cold Plant in the rest of how the map works out. Blue push over the point here. Luca tries to get over Pirates airburst away. They don't have to use as well though.
Yeah, that force coming out of the medic there on the red side was actually alright. Nice little punch to hit him in the face and nearly synced up. So nice little use out there from that red medic to keep himself alive. And they do manage to retain this point. A little bit of a weird push coming out from the blue team. Going for an Uber trade, ends up in disaster. They lose pretty much everyone here. So red team with a really, really nice hold. And with this demo man on the roof, I really like seeing this out of teams where they put the demo on the roof just to spam that angle before the team even gets there. Nice backstab onto Luca as well. So Fishka doing massive work there. The demo man pressure being relieved.
Yeah, and I want to really see like the impact of the lack of shotgun coming through. It doesn't matter so much for the spy stab here. Fishka with a really crucial one coming out, gets the net right away. But even still, like the lack of the shotgun just matters so much. The best, for example, already going aggro. There's one kill on the heavy here. Something you couldn't really afford to do if you have to babysit your gun. As much as that might be boring, it's really powerful, obviously, in the old version of this map. Now, Engineer have a little bit more freedom on how they want to do things. You see a gun in under as well, for example, for one of these teams. The rest of them currently pushing up on the right side here on the high ground for blue team once again. But with this Uber disad right now, it's going to be taking some time before they can get ready again. Okay,
this blue team needs to come up with a new plan pronto. They're pushing up on this left-hand side. They're just getting absolutely battered by Hefner on this left-hand side roof. They need to move because they are just eating so much damage here. They just want to bomb mix over the point here. They do actually go on top of this medic here. The pipes come flying in, but they do use that Uber charge. So nice little force there, sacrificing their demo and soldier to get that one out of them. But Technic now up to 75% of his Uber as well. But it looks like the demo actually going down here. The hold has been annihilated. So they do actually formulate a plan, execute it, and it does seem to go well for them.
Yeah, it's going to be looking good once the Uber's coming up now for them here as well. And Dustbowl Industries ready to go with the charge now, waiting to see what's happening here. Headshot onto Fishka with the Dead Ringer. Will lift that for now, gets into the backlines, push comes through anyway. Luca going deep, tries to get the damage going, Pyro and Heavy say no to most of any of that. Not much of anything happening to this Uber. It's really frustrating, and there's still an engine being annoying on top of here.
He just stands up there and gets destroyed, oh my god. Also the Heavy getting headshot now, so holy moly. They're just getting frags left, right and centre here, and it's good action so far. Fishka though manages to sneak his way around, but the Pyro eventually just burns into a crisp, but he does manage to escape though through this main shutter, bumps into the enemy spot on the way through here. Mix getting picked up there, so no soldier now, but the blue team getting that capture through is pretty massive, but massive damage on the Technic in this corner here. He needs to get the hell out of here before he dies, and does manage to escape there through the right side. The recapture coming through. 24 seconds remaining for the red team is all they need to hold this one off for, as Fisher getting cleaned up there in the backline's going for a stab. A little bit cheeky there, could have just waited his time, and 15 seconds remaining for this red team. Blue team needs to get their butts in gear if they're going to be able to retake this point.
Yeah, buddy taking high ground that we were talking about once again. Trying to just put the damage forward as quickly as they can. Gun up there as well, actually. Just covers point from a really annoying angle. The damage is already being done. Uber on point just to say no to any all of it. Power him. Air blast them off the cap to wrap up this round. A really, really strong start for Royalty. Speaking of getting open second place earlier, this is also open second place team Royalty with arguably very different roster. I don't think even have all their mates. I think 3 subs or whatever as well against a Div 5 question mark playoff team from last season as well. So you'd think that matches are pretty closely, but for now, Royalty is highly in command of the game.
Yeah, Technic unfortunately didn't stress building enough there. He was on 99% when the point got capped out, unfortunately. They also the Pyro really oh my god. Then gets taken down there, unfortunately, there by Mix. Beautiful stuff from him. But the Pyro going over the top, the header gets cleaned up here, and it's looking a lot better for the side of Dustbowl Industries here. They're going to be able to claim this first mid, but you know, it's not over yet. The medic getting a quick retry isn't going to really help their Uber chances here, but 75% of the Technic now, and they're going to be able to retain this point.
Mick really just killed Lin off the server. Very unlucky for her, but she's back on the game as well, so it didn't cost them all too much at all, luckily. And back we go into the match. He goes for a stab on himself, that is. Goes down to Fishka, that's a demo down that they don't have to worry about anymore. Still, the US the big problem here right now, and if Dustbowl Industries can hold on to this past the side wave, it's looking good for them here. Bombs already coming through, but it's just Evo in the backlines getting better on the freaks for now. Evo going down just yet, but opens up the flank so much right now. And another spam angle is very rare because really busy air blasting things away. But for now, they're keeping themselves alive.
Yeah, the Minions hold this corner, but they do actually use that as supercharge though. A little bit questionable there, just to save soap. I don't feel like they needed to do that, but they do opt to make that happen for some reason. So
it saves the point as well. So I guess it's like mostly to not let the point escape here, but they couldn't get over the cap because, like you said, saving soap was also what it did, and no one else was on this beam at all with that. No one gets deep over point until now when they recap with this, but this costs them the Uber while they don't get onto lane.
Okay, Lin is now seeing sides of Spencer though, but the heavy walk around the corner, mowing Lin down. Manages to get that frag just before he dies there, and 1 second here, also going to go down here. So, nice frags coming out from this blue team. Beautiful job from them on the cleanup with the recapture as well. So, getting their butts in gear for this game was exactly what they did.
Yeah, I already doubted them after the first round here with how dominant it was. You can't really blame me, but Dustbowl Industry getting back in the swing of things here, and having seen some of their games against each other, I think in the UDC with roughly similar rosters here, I didn't expect much of anything else for the close game, at least I hope so. And so far, with them getting back to high gear, might just happen here. Demo for heavy trade, not the best one you want to take it necessarily on a team down the demo now as well. So trying to keep up this damage over point, but out damaged by Buddy pretty quickly. They're getting pick after pick right now on Royalty. Scrimmers with the side down over point. Fishka with one in the back as well. Soap finally beamed back over the cap, eats up all the damage, just about stays alive, but there's a level 2 that just stops him from going any further than the cap, and slowly but surely should become enough for Royalty to run away with this.
Soap was just playing so ballsy there, just in the face of the enemy team. He's doing it again, just goes into that sniper sightline, gets cleaned up there. The capture can go through now for the red team, and they do actually kept that one out. 1 minute remaining for the blue team. Their intent is just going to retreat with the rest of his team through top right. So red team now, they do manage to get it, but technically has that Uber advantage to play with, but he opted not to go for an aggressive Uber as he didn't have the players available to him, and now the Uber situation is actually going to even out. So now they've got this situation that they're in where they need to try and counteract the enemy Uber and claim the point out of them. So it's a tall order, and a lot of time can be wasted in these scenarios. Technically just pops out this Uber there straight away. This damn man bombs into a wall, and they don't get anything with it. The heavy's walking Ubered across the point here. They do counterpart this Uber. Beautiful stuff from the red team here. Killing off Soap. They're going to be able to move all the way into the corner here and clean up as many people as they can. In fact, Luigi goes down. Nice little extinguisher kill there onto Luigi from Pyroham. And they're also going to find Technic with the extinguisher as well. Beautiful stuff from this Pyro going, oh, he gets Aaron as well. Disgusting stuff there coming out from Pyroham.
Man's just making his mentor proud. Grip is just watching this from the Failure game right now and smiling at the extinguisher kills here, I would imagine. But it's far from over yet, because as much as these were really nice kills, they're still down on time as well and barely up on Uber 2, so they have a lot of work to do. The best building a gun in under actually tries to sneak a sentry gun on them here, but Waffle sees any and all of that happening, so they won't get anyone by surprise at all. Well, they're just waiting to get back in the cap. Lucas starting this one off with a bit of cap time. He has to be careful on all these stickies, and the sniper does just about escape any and all of that as lethal consequences, and that's already a couple picks going in their favor here. It's only solely in the spy, but this is how it starts with the cap time now being started again by Rebecca's walking forward scout as well. They're getting the pressure point going once again here.
Yeah, it looks like they are getting this soldier mix over onto the flank as well. That's going to be getting him the spam angle that he wants. But that level 1 sentry gun is currently up here. Evo's to make his way to the flank as well. But we've got some action going on in the combo as well. As the red medic actually has to use out that Uber charge there. And Technic is on top of it again. And Pyroham once again finding the medic pick here. That's massive for them. And they've managed to get the clock even, DuMmTm. The comeback of 1 minute 30 seconds did come through.
Yeah, and it's going to be a decent Uber advantage as well. Just about 20% by the time Technic connects with anyone at spawn. It's going to be a costly one as well. They're still running in for some kills. Don't get the most of them, but a couple might just have NG Heavy down already. Action under Xylism gets the better, and the fish got down there as well. It's a lot of cap for this one in the trees. That's the silver lining here. Once they get back to the cap, it's looking like a quick force onto the point for Royalty as well, but they have to do that on this side right now, and that makes it all the more scary, but the time forces them to do it. They just walk right back in here, and Royalty doesn't quite have yet, so it's going to be a sketchy fight over point. Either one side, Buddy the other, trying to get the damage going, get people weak. No one's dying just yet, though. Cap time will get them the point cap once again as well in Dustbowl Industry. Last minute for the blue team here as well, with a couple of kills as well. Makes it a bit worse to contest for Royalty in the back here, but it looks like they just want to go through. At least Buddy does, but Luca just contests them aggressively. Evo in the back on the medic gets the kill while the combo is stuck completely. Will have to pop to actually get over point as well. Maybe not quite what they want to see here, but it should clear up the cap and get them on the point for the last 20 seconds.
Yeah, this was all Evo, man. Also, the spike coming in on the back line, go for a stab onto, and was completely onto literally on there, but unfortunately, that Evo there went so massive getting the sniper and the medic, the pick that they needed here. Luke is going to be bombing towards the point very, very desperately and can't quite find anything at all. 7 seconds remaining, and they're only going to be able to get a pyro through this shutter, but Stickies are on it from Hefton. A nice read from him. This, oh no, the scout runs in, gets immediately headshot, and they're unable to do anything else here. It's going to be 2-0 already, DuMmTm.
Yeah, this was a comeback and a half from Royalty to make this happen this round, but once they had finally a decent position on the point, they did not give it up again for any seconds at all, really, and brought it already to a match point here. This has become a really good game in the second round, but it could be over after just this one here. If Dustbowl Industries can't step up the game once more here, just a bit more.
Yeah, it looks like they're DuMmTm making it in a reasonably the same time. Luke is going to be getting a damage advantage though onto this pyro here, but nice little reflex coming out there. Just pressuring them here to this corner. Heftish is walking forwards. Loads of damage onto Technic as well. Technic's going to tick out and die. Sticky Bomb comes flying in. Luca is way too weak here. It's eventually going to go down. Looks like they're just going to sack their entire team running in towards this medic here just to tank the mini sentry. They get the bomb through. Mix gets in. Mix finds 3 kills with his bomb. The best also going down as well, unfortunately, on the point. Now, Red Team have their work cut out here. The respawns are going to be significantly worse for them. But it looks like they will get this first capture through eventually with this heavy sink on the point.
Yeah, it's enough people down on blue that a heavy and a pyro is just enough to get away with the cap. Zip running through as well, tries to clown him a little bit through the backlines here, can't find much. Sniper good enough, force the nature into the midst of the point here, actually taken down before that matters. Really good kill to get here for the rest of the team to just sit on point a little bit better. It is advantage technique, but barely so for that matter. It's going to be tough actually contesting this.
Technic up to 50% now, whereas Lynn's sitting on around 40%. They're looking really well actually on that red medic there, because everyone is just chewing damage, but they do manage to retain this capture, which is what they kind of wanted here off the back of the respawns, which looked really, really good for blue there. They had a few 6-second respawn advantages, but then decided to take it. Soap, Luigi, and Aaron, though, all going down in conjunction with one another, and Luca Enneman just getting absolutely bodied in this top left area by the scout. So he gets taken out there, and unfortunately now the blue team needs to retrieve from the position that they were just holding in, not even aggressing the point.
Yeah, this is a decent start. The round for Royalty already down the first minute. Still fairly aggressive for that matter as well. Zip, Buddy destroying damage forward on the high ground here, and this high ground positioning just hasn't done much of any favor yet on Dustbowl Industries, as much as they would maybe like to believe it. You do have the Uber now. You do have a Zip kill as well, and the weak pyro to play into as well. Stuck on the flank here against Waffle. Neither of them really healthy, and it's just about the pyro escaping with a little bit of health left to go, but the gun in Shutter will take that out eventually. There's the bombs coming through there. Uber, they just want to stack away and maybe get rewarded. The force is good, but it eats up so much time right now. Yeah,
I mean, 1 minute 30 still on the clock here. They could have just come in and done something else, but obviously not to do that. Just going to send their sacks and get that Uber out of them. But Aaron rings out a nice, Scrimmers gets a nice headshot to Aaron there. Now dominating him, so we're seeing how that matchup is going. But the heavy also goes down. Luigi goes down as well. Technic, though, has to run all the way back to spawn. This pyro's also looking like he's going to get cleaned up here in this corner. And they are going to lose only the scout for that, but they find so many picks on this red team, just constantly delaying this blue side, and Lin is already up to 50% Uber. That's not what you want if you're Technic, and you've now just got this full advantage to play with. And it is already dwindling down. They respawn their heavy in though, does get the teleporter in. Unfortunately doesn't get a crit health. Luca Enderman's going to be running in now with the supercharge. Does have to pop out very early because of the sniper pressure, but lots of damage coming down from him though onto this heavy. Eventually they're going to clean him up with this damage in the corner, but that's the only pick that they find alongside the sniper with the W+M1s. They do find that one, but Lin now has the Uber available. So the red team going to be able to rebuttal here as they come in with the Uber charge straight away. They can't quite defend this point now, and they clean up this pyro, but they don't really find too much else. This mini sentry now being a little bit of a pest, immediately sticky down, and they are able to get back on top of this point here, and now going for a recapture DuMmTm. So everything the blue team just achieved is thrown away by the over-aggression on the point.
Yeah, everyone's just like way too late to leave. They weren't aware of the situation at all at the end of that one. Lin doesn't quite have any advantage anymore. Obviously, things have closed down quite a bit here, but Technic was off the beam there as well of people as well. It doesn't really have as much advantage as you would hope in the situation here. And granted, don't have time to wait for the D, but they just have to get going over point. And already down one is not the way to go here. Make that a few more. Sniper down as well. Flank completely busted. Fishka dealing the damage just fine in the back here. Might have just been spotted there in the backlands eventually, but they have to get over point, and they're just not letting up the pressure at all in Royalty.
Yeah, this DuMmTm's getting absolutely bodied on this top left area. They're unable to do anything here. Evo's also in really high onto the flank here. Evo's just been left alone on this high ground. Technic does find the Uber charge, but Lin is nowhere to be seen. He's already retreated out of the shutter door and is going to collect that Uber as well. Medic gets juggled off the point. That's going to be 3-0. GG, well played, has been called. I don't think that they responded on Dustbowl Industries. They kept going to this top left area, kept getting destroyed in top left, and just kept bashing their heads against a wall rather than changing what they were doing. So I feel like that cost them the game in all. It's going to be rough for them, especially coming out of that game. They need to start adapting and adjusting on the side of Dustbowl Industry if they want to make their way through the season here, DuMmTm.
Yeah, it should be one more map coming up soon, and we'll see you on the next one.
Hi, old beaver! Away!